You ever play Final Fantasy VI? We're playing Final Fantasy VI again.
I've never played Final Fantasy VI.
Well, we're playing Final Fantasy VI now. We are in the desert of Figaro.
This whole adventuring thing is hard.
Or at least it's that's what it's supposed to be. I don't know what it is because the story of this game is like, we're just gonna change the name to something else, like how the volcano thing was Valley 7 instead of it being based off of any particular dungeon. Or the still confusion that was Midgar Nibelheim. Which of all of the what's up?
The upcoming dungeon has a particularly annoying gimmick to it.
Yep. Which we'll get into whenever we get to that dungeon.
What do you say to Lay?
Yeah, and honestly, the one thing about the side questing in World of Final Fantasy is that 2/3 of it is literally just collect an item for them, but the problem is you have to give up that item when you turn in the quest.
Yep.
So you have to give up 3 dragon wings, which is like, but that's just a waste of elemental items. Which, by the way, with all the Final Fantasy references being made in this game, there's very little references to Final Fantasy II, because this would have been the perfect village for Minwu to be in from Final Fantasy II.
Just as long as you like.
Or just like have Minwu be one of the people that gets you to the next dungeon.
Here, some sunscreen. Help yourself.
Oh, you don't mind?
Please, go crazy.
I like the fact that this guy just randomly says, here's some sunscreen.
Well, yeah, you've got to have sunscreen when you're going out in that desert.
Thank you so much.
Which,
yep.
It's just one of those dumb gimmicky items that you just get, and it literally means nothing to the story. You don't ever need to use the sunscreen. You just use it in the cutscene, and that's it.
Smell what?
No,
Mirages.
Did you see who's following around?
Oh, you got Kazana's just strolling around now. I'm sure that's a good idea, having that death machine around.
I think he doesn't mind.
To the north?
And of course, the magazine you found on the ground is another Final Fantasy VIII magazine.
To the north?
It gives you the hint to the upcoming dungeon.
Then I killed a level 55. And then
yeah, this was the cut between episodes.
Gotcha. And then there was what was it? But yeah, well, at least this occult fan page doesn't tell. At least the occult fan in this game doesn't lead you to go find a secret rare enemy, which I don't think Poo Poo is a mirage in this game. So sadly, it's not.
That's kind of a missed opportunity, to be honest.
Yeah, I know, right? Because Poo Poo would have been a great little mirage to capture, just for like a one-off, kind of like what Kazan should have been, but instead becomes a walking death machine, a harbinger of death and dismemberment. Also, yeah, now it's time to talk about the gimmick of this damn place. Essentially, you have to go through each room in a specific pattern. And also, Bahamutian soldiers are here, so now you always get that chance of you have to now deal with a Bahamutian soldier along with enemies. The good part is you can just plow through these enemies because they're just bombs, so...
They're not even bombs, they're mini bambinos.
That's right. They're mini bomb. They're small bombs. Aww. Still did damage. So. One mechanic I wish was more consistent in this game is the multi-hit attacks. Just because a lot of them can potentially be amazing. The problem is that they do so little damage that it's better to just do one hard hitting attack than doing any kind of multi-hit attacks. requires a Bombino prism.
I don't know how to do confusion, so I just figured to kill it, destroy it.
Yeah, that's another. You need to either have a specific Mirage with that ability, or you get the item that inflicts confusion. You know, I'm actually gonna look up and see if Poo-Poo is in the Final Fantasy, because I don't think he is.
I don't think he is.
No, he's not. Yeah, literally nothing's popping up. Or at least, sorry, when I specifically look up World of Final Fantasy Poo-Poo, nothing. It's just absolutely nothing.
We did it!
Predictable.
In fact, what I get is just like 4 videos that have like nothing, that are like, 2 of them have nothing to do with what I was looking up, and 2 of them are just different World of Final Fantasy videos. One of them being the character conductor jump scare. Yeah. And now you're just strolling around with Nero. Which there is a movement speed increase when you're strolling, when you're joyriding on a Mirage.
So, the best way to go into a Final Fantasy VI area is to do Final Fantasy VI.
Mm-hmm. Another big thing with this is to get all of the treasure chests, you need to go through this area in a specific way to spawn all the chests. And I believe those are new forms of cockatrices, cocadrills. So,
yep.
So another big thing about the whole baby Ifrit, Shiva, and Ramuh thing is in this game there are actually alternate forms of Ramuh, Shiva, and Ifrit. They're mostly just recolors with a slightly different gimmick to them. But the Cockadrill is the first example of getting using the Cockadrill to get, I think, to just get a completely alternate form summon, but to get an alternate form Mirage, because even though they are just a recolored cockatrice, they do end up having different evolutions from the normal cockatrices. But even though you still want to have cockatrices.
Those Kate Tiff looking motherfuckers are annoying me.
Oh yeah, the casting confusion. Oh yeah, that's other new enemy too, is Ketchies. Yes, I'm that guy who says Ketchies.
You say Kate, I say Kate Tiff.
Yep.
Which is weird because I'm pretty sure Kate she is the actual way you say it.
Yeah, it's like, I think the full way you pronounce it is Ketchi, but the way Americans have Americanized it is Kate-Shi, but then, of course, because because Final Fantasies didn't have voice acting until 10, they say, everybody has just always said Kate Sith, which then, which also Dirge of Cerberus also emphasizes that they called him Kate Sith.
Ah, Dirge of Cerberus.
Mm-hmm. That is a game. I can tell you that. Again, I like I like one character.
I should point out that at this point the party has changed somewhat.
Chain Tap. Oh, yeah, that's right. You got a little Lucky Toad instead of Cougar.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Now I know what Cockadrills. Cockadrills can transfigure into another form of Valifor called Neo Valifor. Which Neo Valifor is actually really fucking cool looking, because it basically is Valifor, but it has this gold looking. It has like a gold looking outline on it. Like the bits on it, there's like bits of shininess to it. It's really cool.
And look, wild chocobos. Never seen those before.
Yeah. I'm guessing to imprison them, you just gotta toss Giselle greens at them.
Yep, which I don't have, so bye bye.
Yeah, you gotta go buy them at the Triple Latte Market. You know, when I'm trying to look up Neo Valifor, I really should preface the Google search with World of Final Fantasy Neo Valifor. Or sorry, or Nervalifor. Damn it. Yeah, pretty much to put it simply, it is Valifor, but with like gold bits all over its wings and stuff. It looks really fucking cool. I'll have to send an image to Hal.
Yeah. Yeah, the one thing I hate about this dungeon is the fact that sometimes you get lost in it, even though it's so linear.
Well, it's literally all you can go.
I'm not lost. I know what I'm doing. I'm just getting treasure chests. I know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, I got lost like a ton of times, and that was, I think, my blind playthrough.
Mm-hmm.
I actually read the occult fact.
Yeah.
Before I went in, and it basically tells you the actual gimmick of how to beat this thingy, or
Yeah.
basically all you have to do is go follow the light.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Oh, also the red ponytail on the ponytail on Nervalifor is blonde instead of red.
That creepy noise that we've been hearing,
So, needless to say, for a lot of the alternate form stuff, they're actually pretty cool. It's just that whenever you're in a playthrough that's focused down on like, oh, I'm just gonna use regular Valifor, then Near Valifor just isn't as good as the Valifor you already have.
Come on, bring it.
Ah, those cats.
Yep, they're back again.
Oh,
I kept this fight in for a reason.
Oh,
cool, you're showing off you actually are switching around some of your metal setups, nice. Including showing off Tifa.
I will admit I love Tifa's design in this game, period. Because I have been replaying Final Fantasy VII on my channel, and it's been fun. It's been fun. Except I do admit that the graphics are... The game is not the prettiest game in the world.
Well, it's almost as if it's 2 decades old and it was one of the earliest PS1 games.
Yeah.
And so for, but yeah, this is that I love this. Not the flashiest summon, but a fun summon nonetheless.
I think a lot of them are fun. It's just depending on what you do later on throughout your own playthrough, with the medals.
But yeah, Tifa is definitely a fun summon in this game. Again, she's not the flashiest like Warrior of Light or Tidus, but it's just she gets the job done.
Victory!
Definitely. I think it's the same with a couple of other medals that you get that are completely flashy.
Mm-hmm.
Or
like Sephiroth, which is just the entire burning of Nibelheim.
Oh, that was...
Sorry. Summoning Meteor and then doing the cutscene of the burning of Nibelheim.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? The sky's gone all orangey.
It's getting late. We're taking too long. We better get the clear of here before the sun goes down.
The one thing I will say though is like the banter does get better throughout the game. It's still kind of annoying.
Right,
Oh,
let's
God.
do this.
Here we go!
Okay.
Oh, that Mirage. Yeah, that is actually one of my that's one of my favorite Mirages personally.
All I can say is that... Oof.
That is Mimeculus.
Yeah.
He is one of the coolest Mirages in this game, but he's also a massive pain in the dick. Good job, Hal. All that 78 damage you did to him.
Yeah, that 78 damage was well worth it.
That was...
Ooh,
Yeah, he got you nice and killed.
he got you. Credit.
Alright. Yeah, so Mimiculous, I believe, is one of the only Mirages to have a specific ability, but I need to look it up. I believe he's a user of gravity, I want to say.
Maybe. Oh,
I use of gravity too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, you know, just using Sephiroth again. By the way, I've sent Hal an image of what Nervala 4 looks like.
you should edit that in for the later.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I'll use it. I'll use it as a thumbnail for that. That's what I usually do when specific nail things get.
Yeah, when I'm slowly revealing to Hal revelations on stuff like the whole sun, like with the Sun Sword in Dark Cloud, and the fact that it becomes one of the most powerful weapons in the game.
Predictable.
Yep.
Goodness.
Which again, that would have been amazing to have that sword.
My question is, why are you letting yourself not heal?
He probably just doesn't want to waste the items.
Probably.
No, I did. I think I did heal. I just cut it out because I cut the what do you call it out, the menu bugging about.
Yeah, the menuing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're out of the.
And we're now at the end of the dungeon, but now he's going back real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You missed a chest.
Get an extra chair.
Woo. Phoenix. Union. I think it was. Not sure.
Can never have enough of those damn things.
No. You can't.
And we are out of the dungeon.
I'm actually trying to look up what Mimiculous, but I can't seem to get the spelling.
Oh shit! It's Tremor.
Yeah, it's just the worm from Final Fantasy IV, you know. Oh, wait, or Tremors.
Those things are kind of ugly, but cute at the same time. It's weird.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Many
Mimicolius,
of
I
them
think
are
is how it's
wriggling around
pronounced.
down there.
Well, whatever the answer is, don't tell me!
Oh, okay. So they can cast Doom, is their thing.
These things have been under us the whole time?
More than you can possibly imagine. Ah, I said don't tell me about it!
So yeah, no, they're just big old sand. They're just big old sandworms. And that's
I have
it.
to say, the design is not bad.
I mean, it's just a big worm with three twitchy eyes.
Yeah.
It's weak to water, and unfortunately, I don't think I have anything water-wise.
Nope, you just have thunder and ice.
A lot of thunder, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to look up the stats on Mimiculous, but they are not popping up.
Oh, hello.
Ooh,
It's a
snow.
I managed to get all three in the one video.
That's nice. This is.
What the?
Oh, cool. Okay, I like that.
That's actually really cool.
Rides in on Shiva as a motorcycle, but again, they mixed. Again, Shiva is usually two people into a motorcycle, but for the sake of just they only kept one. But this is still pretty damn awesome that he just rides in on Shiva. Man, this snow is so much better than 13 snow.
Is that a bad thing?
Very, actually. As Snow is like the worst fucking character in that entire game. Well, okay, sorry, there is hope, but still.
Now, I've never played 13
Oh.
or any of that trilogy, so I wouldn't know.
The worst part is that both Hope and Snow get better by Lightning Returns, but they're so shitty characters in 13-1. Like, they are...
What's the issue, though?
Huh?
Well, what's the... Because if I remember correctly, people liked 13 at first, and then it went downhill from there.
No, fans despise 13. Critics adored it because I forgot the reason, but
It's a cover, though.
yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair,
It's
so,
a god-
yeah.
It's a goddamn cover, though.
No, non-Final Fantasy fans and critics loved it because it was a massive, it was a big change from 12. But in terms of the fan base, everybody pretty well is like, this has potential, but the potential, they haven't found that potential yet. And then 13.2 came in and fixed a few problems, but was still a mess by the end of the day. And then Lightning Returns became what 13.1 should have been.
Considering the fact that...
Majora's
Go ahead.
What was it, Hal?
I was just going to say, Final Fantasy 13 should have been Majora's Mask from the start.
Dude, again, Lightning Returns is a fantastic game. I can't sing its praises enough. It is a damn good game. It's and the best part is about Lightning Returns, you don't even have to play 13.1 or 2 to actually enjoy the game. Though you will enjoy Snow more when you know the difference between 13.1 Snow and Lightning Returns Snow. When he goes from a goofy dork when he goes from this idiot basically to a nihilistic douchebag.
An edgelord.
A nihilistic edgelord douchebag who's like, we're all meant to die. It's just it is fucking great, the difference between 13.1 and Lightning Returns, and it's again, Lightning Returns is good. It's so good.
I'm just saying, when they put Snow in NT, they chose the Lightning Returns version, not the original version.
Of course. Dude, there's only one true version of Snow that matters. Yeah, so pretty much this is a boss fight, by the way. It's just these sandworms, and there's nothing really else about them.
Yes.
So, not much else
Almost
going
there.
on. Yeah, just a little
Yeah,
bit
but
more.
almost there.
Mhm.
Okay, prepare yourself for the next 10 minutes this cutscene.
Alright.
Ah,
Yeah, it's not the worst. It's not the longest I've sat through.
true. What's the longest?
Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh dear god.
The entirety of Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2 and Recoded. Which the cutscenes themselves are 3.5 hours.
And
Yeah! Lightning! Also the fact that they picked out her Lightning Returns costume. Yay.
Make it. What just...
Man.
Whatever.
Again, there's a reason why they picked Lightning Returns Lightning between the three the three they could have picked.
because that's the most beloved.
Yeah, pretty much. 13.2, she's just a goddess. That's it.
Yeah.
And also the fact of the detail that they kept her broken blade.
I don't know what you did, but thanks.
Save it for later. The longer we all
Well, like
stay
the
out here,
the blade that had like half of it cut off from a fight from one of the first fights in the beginning of the game. But yeah, this Lightning is again, she's definitely the best of the three.
So many worms.
This is Sandworm country.
Mm-hmm. It's like the desert of Final Fantasy IV.
And it's playing a nice version of 13's theme.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
The moon.
Honestly, even though I shit on 13 so much, it still has one of my favorite soundtracks ever.
I will give it that. It does have.
Mm-hmm. Especially one specific track of Sunleth Waterscape. That is hands down one of my favorite Final Fantasy tracks ever.
Oh, so then you've heard of us.
It's like, I will shit on 13 all day about a lot of it, but 13.1 still has a great soundtrack, and so do the other two, but 13.1 is the one I crap on the most.
Yeah. I mean, considering there are a lot of bad games that have good music.
Yeah.
Kind of sad.
The Sonic series in a nutshell. Oh, they're like the most of the more modern Sonic games. Except
the only good thing about Mystic Quest is its music.
Oh,
I would
dude.
just say that.
Mystic Quest's soundtrack it is really good, despite Mystic Quest being an absolute gobshite of a game.
Fire, water, and shadow.
Oh my god, the last dungeon
You
music.
also happen to know where the keys are
I
hidden.
need to include that with this
something
episode,
wrong?
and I put it in LP's on because
Sorry.
it is that
I've
good.
never heard exactly
It really is.
where the keys might be
Like,
hidden.
despite the game just
But
being a
listen,
boring
I might
press
know
A
something about that.
press A to win all the time,
Really?
it is got a really fantastic soundtrack. Because I still remember when H.C. Bailey was like, "You guys want a game with a kick-ass soundtrack? Well, welcome to Final Fantasy Mystic
That one
Quest."
lies in the temple in the deep.
Um,
The key of shadows.
but yeah,
lies
it
in the
is.
land of
Yeah,
night.
it's the rest of the game is just not that good. But
That
damn
sounds nice
if
and
the
specific.
soundtrack makes up for it in
Is that
stride.
from the Crimson Prophecy's missing verse?
It's the only
Yes.
Final Fantasy game we had for
You're a
years.
much traveler.
Mm-hmm.
Time out. What is this
Which is weird that you guys got the easy game when we ended up getting Final Fantasies 1, 4, 6. Oh, sorry, yeah, 1, 4, 6, and then 7, and then we started getting the PS1
I heard
stuff.
it from someone who has.
And Bahamut's castle? You,
I think the problem is because
don't know
we're
that.
technically part
How
of
would you know
Europe
where
as
that
of this
is?
video still,
I don't know.
and
Seriously?
video game at that time video game companies had to cater to like 4 or 5 different languages, and that made RPGs just possible to
Oh,
port over.
Oh yeah, specifically, you guys didn't get Chrono Trigger and Super Mario RPG for 10 plus, like for 20 years.
And then haul Heine over to the Crystal Tower, am I right?
We didn't get Chrono Trigger
from the
until
sound
the
of it.
DS version, and we didn't get Super Mario RPG until the SNES Mini.
Which was last year, might I add.
Reassuring info is making me sleepy.
At that point, you might as well just emulate the games.
You're making me yawn.
Yeah.
But in return, you guys did also get some stuff. Like, you guys have the better version of Luigi's Mansion.
We got Why They the Wars for the Mega Drive, which is finally coming out in America on that Mega Drive Classic.
Yeah. And then there's, what was it called? There was Terranigma, which was Europe only. Which was the, like, finale of the Secret of Mana trilogy or something like that. I think it was the Secret of Mana. No. Was it? No, it was the Illusion of Gaia trilogy. That... Oh, wait. Another anime cutscene.
What is that
Almost forgot
noise?
about this.
Yeah, you almost missed the anime cut.
Yeah, you did. There are some European exclusive games, though, but you guys still end up getting the better version of 10. Bastards. Also,
I know.
this castle, just a bit familiar for Final Fantasy VI fans. Or at least just people who played 6. You know, just a random castle coming out of the sand.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice,
I noticed, like,
fun.
pretty sure I have
Unfortunately, that means one of my favourite is a villain in this game.
well, for like 10 minutes.
Drinks. last night.
Spoiler.
Oh fuck! Yeah.
Buddy.
Oh my gosh! It's
No,
Edward.
please.
No Sabin though, just Edward.
Gosh darn it.
Oh, sorry, Edgar. Edgar. I said Edward.
Edgar.
Edgar of Figaro Castle. Oh, hey, hey, Tritok.
Oh.
And Tritok says, "Fuck you."
No kidding.
Try Talk is here to give you a bad time again for the second time in a
know.
row.
There is certainly no way for us to treat a lady. Or as I frequently say, the churl never gets the girl.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, King Edgar and Figaro and yes, that is Figaro
Federation.
Castle in
Who
the
else could it
background.
be?
I believe our
And
ranger
of course,
said the giants
Edgar
were
has to
willing
have a
attempt.
shit-eating grin
Tend to? That sounds
Yep.
awfully
because he's King
churlish to me.
Edgar.
Ah, but no.
Again, sadly, we
You
didn't
may
get
be
Sabin,
giants,
just
but my
Edgar.
attention, I say for real growth.
Though we do get another character for
Nobody
for
talks
Final
to her
Fantasy
like
VI
that.
representation.
Ow!
Again, Tritok says "fuck you," and "fuck you too."
Let's try to keep things civil.
Gosh, I love how much of a douchebag he
Please
he
don't struggle.
is. It's just because of the shit-eating grin. It's not anything else about him.
I know.
I don't know.
And
Oh no, that's just not fair.
yeah, fuck you and your JoJo's references, you bastard.
Well, you did say last time I was missing the owl.
That's true. You were. Oh, you bastard and you JoJo's references.
Gotta do the JoJo.
And, alright, see y'all next part.
Woo.